T-Bird stacking. Hopefully this is gonna work tonight. I don't know. I had problems last night with the focusing with my phone that I stream with. It was out of focus halfway through the stream, and it was pulsating. Don't know. Give me just a second. I'm gonna stop in here. I've got my money on Raka. I think Raka's gonna be first. Pretty sure. I'm gonna go grab myself a water real quick. Oh, no water. No water. I guess I got my coffee that I brought home from work that I didn't finish drinking, but I had to go grab myself something real quick. Yeah, I was a little parched. Pretty tired tonight. I was gonna, like I was saying just before anybody had got in here, my laptop, or my phone rather. Rocco, were you first? No, Chew was first. Chew beat you. Hey, Mishy Stacker, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I gotta pop open a window on my laptop so I can read the chat better and watch it. Uh, I was gonna go live for the first time using my newer laptop. Mrs. T-Bird got me last Christmas. Uh, Unfortunately, it doesn't have a back. It just has a front-facing camera. It doesn't got a camera in the back. I noticed. So that's not going to work. I guess I'm gonna have to get a laptop with a camera facing in the back. I haven't got my live stream popped open yet, so I can't see it kind of peeking through the cracks of my phone. I know there's Chew, Raka, Rakamas, and Mishy Stacker. There we go. Now I can see it. Awesome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, last night I have to apologize. I was very tired, and I kind of went way overboard. I wanted to pull out a bunch of stuff, which I did, and it was maybe a little overwhelmed with all my stuff that I had out on the table. I was trying to go through a lot of stuff. I was trying to show Jackknife. He ended up cutting out early, but then later on, a little later on, I had problems with my camera focusing. Right now, it does look like it's focused. It does my laptop. Hey, Michael Stacking, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Um, Let me see. Yeah, well, I was listening after I fed the puppy dogs, and there's Simba again jumping in here. I'd uh, I'd been doing some breaker salvage, and these are some of the arms, the armature arms that got little pieces of silver contacts on them. Let me get the background out of there so it focuses on that. It's a little piece of silver. But I've been getting those off. I managed to get off quite a few. I've got a lot of them. Let me get Simba out of here. He is this cat wants to be a YouTube star. I think it's because I showed him on the camera a couple of different times, but he doesn't like to look at it. He keeps jumping on the catwalk every night when I get in here. He jumps on the counter, jumps on the I call it the catwalk on the top where my cable modem is, and he likes to jump in there. Crazy cat. Hey Dennis the Menace, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Have you done any metal detecting lately? It's been a few days since I've been to your page. You have to go check see if you got any new content. I know you usually find some pretty cool things. I it keeps bringing to mind. I only live a few houses down from where I actually grew up, and I'm trying to think how old I was. I was maybe somewhere like around maybe 10 or around 10 years old. So that would have put it around 1976 approximately. Hey, Dandy Dave. Hey, how's it going? How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping in. At 7:10, oil is upside down. Cheers. Thanks for stopping in. Uh, but needless to say, I grew up like I said about three houses up, and I was around 10. It was around 1976. I had taken a plastic sandwich baggie and I had it filled with quarters. I think I had like maybe like about $15 or $20 worth of quarters in there. Hey, woodchucker, chainsaw, woo, Carver. Oh man. Oh, I was driving home and I was actually listening to Michael and Nancy Stacking's live stream, and I noticed yours was up, and I kind of wanted to go to it after theirs got done to check it out, and it was done. It looks like you were carving. It looked like it was a big. I popped in there for a quick second. I'm sorry I didn't say hi. It looks like you were carving a big acorn. That was pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to go back there and rewatch that. That's pretty awesome. You do an amazing job, brother. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I was on your live stream one time, but to get back to the quarters, the 15 roughly $20 for the quarters, I I pasted off. There's an old red storage barn, like a hay barn, and we used to have an underground swimming pool in the back, and it was behind the breezeway, what we call, in the garage. It was a 2-story brick house with a basement, so three stories with a basement, full basement. Um, but anyways, the the brick house is gone, but the breezeway and the garage is still there. The barn is still there. Somebody else owns it, and it's only like walking distance from my place. And I keep thinking about it from time to time. I don't know the people that live there. It was recently bought. It was bought and sold several different times, and I want to be able to get their permission to go up there with my metal detector and try to find where it was, because I started from the barn going towards the garage. I paced off, I think it was like 20 feet. And then the pool that went around, or the fence that went around the underground pool that we had, I went that way uh, 10 paces. And then I buried a bag of quarters. Is there any silver in there? I don't know. But it was in 1976. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. You did some metal detecting yesterday? You found what? Wait a minute here. Found 16. I see 16 point. It looks like a comma, 37 and change. Oh, so $16.37 and change. For a second, it looked like 16,000 something. Well, that's pretty awesome. Did you post a short or a video up on it, Dennis? You did 2 lives today. Yeah, it's a pine cone. That was pretty awesome. That the pine cone wasn't that long ago, because you were still alive when it was going on, woodchucker. Goodlesy, grr. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the short's up. Awesome. Maybe when I get done my live, I don't think I'm gonna be on too long tonight. I was extremely tired last night. I was extremely tired, and I went for a pretty long haul there, and I got too invoked and all taking out all my coins. A lot, not all my coins, but a good portion of a couple of cigar boxes, going through some things, trying to show a subscriber named Rob, and also Jackknife. I broke out some things specifically for him. He had to get going early, but I kind of showed them off. I put them all back into the safe. But while I was on Michael and Nancy's live stream, like I was saying, I do a lot of metal scrapping um, for gold and silver, all sorts of electronic. There's Simba again. All sorts of electronics. And let me zoom into that. I hope I don't get into messing my phone up because of the cracked screen. These are basically they're 24 karat gold out plated electronic pieces that I've got that I'm going to be melting down in acids. And some of the stuff breakers that I've been taking apart, they actually have little brass pieces in them. So I'm actually saving the little brass pieces because I will be melting and casting some brass, pure brass. Well, not pure brass, because brass is made up of copper. But Ed Nell Woodchucker, thank you very much. Yeah, I hear you. I should have hit the bed early last night, and I didn't. I've been going to bed really late and getting up really early. Thanks a lot for stopping. And hey, Humble Stacker, what's going on? But here's the breakers while I was on Michael Stackins live. Once I got home and after I fed the dogs and put the dogs out, I was breaking some of these down, taking the silver contacts off from them. Simba's down there. My cat is rubbing against my tripod. by taking those little silver contacts. Each silver contact, I forget. Let me see. I think two of them may equal up to about a gram. I don't remember. Come on, Simba. I'm gonna have to put you back out. Yeah, you gotta go out. You can't. I can't love you up, buddy. Hold on. Simba's gotta go back out. If you hear a big slide and a thump, you know he's back in the room. I'm gonna have to do something with that above the top of those French doors that I did. $35 over 35 hits before it becomes the floor. Hey, Alaskan Assassin Adventures, how you doing? Doing very well. Thank you very much. Thank you for stopping in. Those breakers, what I have here, like I said, a couple of them. I got a whole mess of them in here. I put them in a little. I got different vials, old pill bottles that I put them in. I'm just curious in how many of them I kind of took off while I was just puttering around, listening, interacting with Michael Stackins live stream. Half of those were already done. The other half were not. But let me see if I can't get you up next to this and zero this out. That pill bottle itself, and I know if Jackknife was in here, you ain't gonna get quite an exact weight because it's on a felt piece. It needs to be on a hard, flat surface, which he had said on one of my live streams, and he is absolutely correct. Hey, Cartier, how's it going, brother? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, it'll drop again, like Cartier says. It will. And when it does, I'll be waiting. Well, let me see if I can. I'll zero this out and I'll see how much just between yesterday and today. It'll be pretty close. So that's tear it out. And what I'm going to do is take the silver contacts that I got that are about 95 to 97% pure silver. And I'm going to dump them in. I'm going to see roughly how much silver I did between yesterday and today. I got 44. Let me see. You guys can see that. I'll zoom in on it. If I touch my screen, my home don't do what it did last night. And sorry, Cartier. I wasn't able to go from my stream from my laptop. It doesn't have a rear facing camera, just a front facing camera. Oh man! So hopefully it doesn't do it again tonight. If it does, I'll just have to end the stream. I do got a brand new phone. I just got to take the time to transfer all my stuff over. So in ounces between yesterday and today, I got 1.56 ounces. That's not Troy. That's just regular ounces. And of course, it isn't quite purified yet. If I was to go to Troy ounces, it'd be 1.42 Troy ounces presently. I would probably take off about maybe 10. So I'm saying maybe like 1.3 Troy ounces pure silver. Once I refine that, eventually when I do refine it, uh, break it down with acids and refine it into pure 999. And that's not too bad. And it didn't cost me anything. It's just one of my little joys that I like to do, one of my little hobbies. Hey, how's it going, Rob? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Unspeakable fan. Yeah, you're new. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Y'all smash that like button if you want. I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you. But yeah, some of these, like I said, these little breakers, I was kind of missed it, Rob. I think I showed them last night in the live that I was doing. You got these pure silver, well, 95 to 97% pure silver contacts on some of the breaker arms that I've got. I've got a mess of them, And between last night and tonight, I got like roughly about 1.4 ounces. It's not perfectly pure, but it's close enough. 95 to 97%. Living life. Yeah, I'm living life. Living life. Busy, busy, busy. I'm always busy. Oh, I never got my cookies. Nancy keeps baking Michael these cookies. How many did she cook tonight, Michael? 60? Peanut butter cookies? Is that how much she cooked? Oh man, she's got me flavoring for a Pringle for a peanut butter cookie. Well, how's that thing go? A flavor for a Pringle thing? Something about a Pringle, but I was trying to mix it into a peanut butter cookie with chocolate. Yeah, I like chocolate. I like chocolate, but I'm more peanut butter. And if it comes to chocolate, white chocolate is my favorite. I do like white chocolate. Hey, Pyro Check, how you doing? West Texas in the house. Like I said, I was pretty tired. I could have used a nap, just like Carter took a long day looking forward to a nap. I could have taken a long one yesterday before I went to work, and I didn't. Like I said, I went to bed late, got up late, and got home, did my live stream. I took out a bunch of stuff for Rob and for Cartier Silver. I went through quite a bit of stuff last night. It was just a little bit. Eagle Eye Cartier was out there keeping eyes on things. Hey Cindy, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Sugar cookie. Oh man, I'm really getting hungry now. Oh boy. I've got some brownies in the other room and I do got some cookies, but they're sugar free for Mrs. T Bird. I'm getting close to wanting to almost eat anything. All this talk about cookies from Michael Stacken's live stream, peanut butter cookies, and and then sugar cookies comes out here, talks about chocolate. I love white chocolate. And the only thing I got, well, oh, I do like regular chocolate too. But my favorite candies, my second favorite candies are these, and I'm gonna snack right into there. So eat your heart out. OC Stacker, I know you're not on. You're lurking somewhere. I saw that you did your first four surgery. I saw a little bit of it. Um, I didn't see the whole thing, but I did get on during work, and I did participate on your live stream for a little bit. That was your second live stream. I couldn't stay very long, only because I was at work and working. But I'm glad I got out there to at least get out there and say hi and conversate a little bit. Cartier, no bake oatmeal chocolate cookies, ripping my heart out, Michael. You're doing that on purpose, just as payback. Just as payback, what I do to you, send you pictures of demonical steaks and filet mignons, pizzas. Oh man, Michael knows what I'm talking about. Hey, Vegas Stacker, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we just going over, just talking, chatting. Between yesterday and today, a little bit of metal scrapping off some breakers and stuff I have. I managed to take apart 1.4, what was it, 1.43 ounces of silver contacts. I put them in one vial and dumped them into the other vial. I was puttering around doing it last night, and then when I was watching Michael Stacking stream, I was doing some more at my desk. Like I said, I've got a lot more than these, but I've been taking these. I got all these out of breaker electronic pieces. I do that a lot. I've got a lot of different electronical pieces, silver and gold that I recapture and claim. Hey, Capital Currency, woo! Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Ah, oh man, oh I can't do it. I can't do it, but I'm going to. It has your name on it. Capital Currency. I know I talked to you about before about getting out to you, and I didn't. I've had a lot going on, but that's going to be going out to you shortly. I'm hoping by the end of the week. I got another one set up for Knuckle Busting Numbskull. Um, I don't think he's in here as well, but West Texas Stacker. OTG! Did you make it? I made it to the PO box today. Awesome. You got all your swag? Awesome. Oh man, that's great. That's great, OTG. I did put you in a poker chip, right? Right? I hope I hope I didn't forget to put you in a poker chip, but I think you got pretty much about the same thing as what's right here. Uh, T-Bird. This is the I like. What do I call this one? I call this one the blue starlight. I like that one, and I call that one the black T-Bird and glitter, and the regular die cut and the magnet and birds the word and the holographic. I think you got every one of those. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're pulling my leg. Where's the eyeballs behind that? If you're saying it was empty, you would usually put the eyeballs. If it's empty, I'll send you another package. I don't believe you though. What is it you don't have, Cartier? I sent you poker chip and some swag stickers. I know I did. There may be something new here because I think when I originally had sent you, you know what I should have did, and I didn't think about it. When I sent Jeff's, I should have sent two of those because I don't think you have one of those. You don't have one of those. That was new. I got that after the fact. Sorry, Cartier. Next time I do any type of a mailing or something, or even if, oh geez, I'm gonna put you on the list, Cartier. I'm not gonna send you a fancy envelope or anything or another T-Bird thing, but I don't think you got one of those T-Bird snowflake ones. I call this T-Bird snowflake. I'll send you out one of those. You don't have one of those, and you don't have one of those. If you want, Carter, just say yes or no. I can send you one of each of these. I'll put you on the list. Either that, you can just take it from Jeff. He's not here tonight, is he? You can just take it from J Dog. Medley Corrupt. What's going on, brother? Oh man, my T Auto furnace is doing the same exact thing as yours did. Same thing, but mine heated up. It would go up to like about 1100 degrees roughly. But you know what's funny about that, J Dog? Except the candy opener wasn't infused with THC. Hey, Rooney, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. But anyways, J Dog, yeah, I know yours is fixed, lucky dog. I called that number, and of course, I've got unlimited minutes and da 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 through my phone service, but I can't call internationally. I'd have to pay an extra fee to do internationally. I just figured that out probably a few days ago. So I don't know if I can do it just through their website or something, but it's the same thing that I have. But the one thing that was funny, you did it online. I thought maybe you called them and talked to them, but I've got my Amazon number definitely. Okay. If you do, if I ever send you anything else, Cartier, I'll make sure to include Birds of Word for you because I know you don't have that. I just wish I would have thought I should have stuck two in there when I mailed Jeff. He should be in there tomorrow or any day. Yeah, I never used to talk to people either. The only time I talk to anybody usually is Mrs. T Bird. I'm not a phone person. You wouldn't believe it now, but I'm usually not a really big talker. Never been, but YouTube's changed me a bit. Um, for better and for worse, till death do you part. But yeah, I gotta. The one thing that I want to talk to J Dog about, I almost turned around, tried to turn around and get him to do a live with him or do a stream with him just so I could talk to him about it. But it's the same exact T Auto furnaces I got before. T Auto, the 3000, whatever. When you set the settings, and you know how to set the settings, as you go up in increments, and it'll go up to 1200 degrees. That's the maximum Celsius. That's the maximum that you can go up to. I don't know why, but the new T Auto only goes up to 1150. I can't even get it to go to 1160. I can type it out and press the arrows to go up to 1160 or even 1200. But then when you set it, it goes right down to 1150. Something's a little fishy about that, but it does turn on, it does heat up, it goes probably to about 1100 degrees, and then I get those four H's across the top. I get those four H's, and it'll stay like that, and then they disappear, and the temperature comes back up, and of course, it's lost heat, but it'll drop down to like, I don't know, 800 Celsius, and then the numbers go 880, 860, 50, 40, 40, 50, and it fluctuates all over the place. And then it's like it's reactivated and it'll start climbing again. And then all of a sudden it'll go back to H's. And I'm like, oh man, are you kidding me? But yeah, I guess I'll have to get on their website and try to figure it out and try to explain to them what it is. And it's apparently it's got to be something with the heat probes for sure. Absolutely. Um, I mean, what's a coincidence? You'd gotten one, a newer one, and I got one. I mean, I had let mine sat there for like a month, almost a month and a half, because it was just a backup. I didn't even think to test it. Yeah, it's a heat probe. It's not supposed to go higher than that. 1150 is the max. I don't know because J Dogs goes up to 1200 Celsius. You can set the settings. You can set it. I mean, if you go up there and you set it to 2000, it defaults back to 1200 degrees capital currency. If you go to whatever, it's like mine. If you can put whatever you want, and you can go up to whatever temperature, but the maximum, like my original 2 auto, is 1200 degrees. And I've seen J Dogs videos. His are up to 1200 degrees Celsius. But the new one I bought and in the beginning of April that I ordered because about the Trump tariffs and all that stuff, I figured everything was going to jump up and whatever. I figured I might as well buy it before the prices jump up. And mine goes right up to, I mean, that one, the new one, I've got some problems with the heat probe, but that will only go up to 1,150. Huh. Well, that's weird. Well, I guess me and J Dog are special because his goes up to 1,200 degrees and mine goes up to 1,200 degrees. Have you? Hey, Kane's Coins, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Pokemon John, hey, what's going on? How's it going? Broke Stacker, big OTG. Woo. Um, you might have seen this as well, maybe, because I know you've had your 2 auto up to 1,200. I usually put when I get ready to melt stuff with like copper or whatever, especially I fill it right up with some nice copper wire that I have, some pure 999 copper wire. I pack it right in there, and I usually get at least about 20 to 24 ounces of copper in there. And then as it melts, I always got this little extra that I keep popping in there. So there has been times I've had as much as like 30 to 34 ounces of molten copper in there. But the last time, I don't know what it was. I'm not sure, but I had it heated up. And of course, sometimes when you got the wire, it kind of welds itself together and you got to kind of get something in there and poke it down so it goes to the bottom. So I've done that and I'd let it run for a little while and I had it on there and I had it on for 1,200. I usually always do it for 1,200 degrees. It pours so much quicker. You got a little bit more playtime with the copper and you pour it and it's so much nicer at 1,200 versus like 1,100 or 1,150. I think anyways. And but what was funny is the copper was actually bubbling. It was almost like boiling in there. It was bubbling. It was a little bit older crucible. I hope that ain't signs of something happening because I wouldn't want to have that happen to me and have it break. I know it's broke, I think, on you before, and I forget if it was the broke stacker. Was it you, broke stacker, that it broke right in? Yes, I think it was. The crucible broke right inside, but you were successfully able to get it out without the copper being in there. But yeah, it was the first time, and I've done a lot of copper pouring. Trust me, I've done a lot of copper pouring. Did your package ever arrive? Did you ever go down to the post office and get your package, bro? You got your hat and your rose. Mine rounds. But let me get Simba out of here. I'm gonna spoil it, but I have a rather large. I'm gonna quit making more videos. Why are you gonna quit making more videos on your YouTube channel, Pokemon John? You're not having very good luck with them. I gotta get my cat back out of here. He keeps he keeps coming in here, and Mrs. T-Bird let him in here a couple of weeks ago. Now he seems to think it's all right, and he's got a way how he sneaks in. I'll be at the post office. Okay. Yeah, I think yours already shows delivered, and so doesn't LBS's. LBS's was there Monday, and I don't think he's went and got his yet. I don't know. Simba, that's your cat's name? Yeah, I got a long haired cat, Simba. He uh he loves jumping up there and coming in here. He's call him, like I said before, Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, don't give up, Pokemon John. I think I remember one of the videos you put. It was a little sad. Hmm. Maybe it's just the algorithm. I just like making mail call videos. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to, like I said, I'm gonna fill that thing up. Probably by the end of the week, I'm gonna fill that up with silver contacts, and it's got other metals. It's 95 to 97% silver. It's got some other stuff in there, and some of the stuff is a poison gas, and I don't. I want to be able to. I'm going to do it the street trips way, I believe, and make my own silver cell and purify it that way. There's certain base metals that are actually in those breakers that are poisonous to breathe. Uh, I forget the name of the metal that's actually in there. It's a little amount. It'd be like, and that would possess a little bit of lead in there as well. That's why I want to redo it the street tips way with my fume hood this summer. The summer's coming along, but I haven't got my fume hood built yet. I don't even know if we're going to find time for the fume hood. It's a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. Started in 2020. Hmm. Yeah. See, Capital Currency is pretty big. I don't know how many subscribers do you have. Capital Currency. I forget. I think you're up there a little ways more than I am. I think. I'm pretty sure of it. But I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. I'm not gonna do it's I did a little short on something I want to do. I want to pour for myself for my 750 celebration, which should be coming up pretty soon, and we're gonna have a party. Gonna be another little celebration. Opened up those few rolls the other day. Just I guess I can say it just for shits and giggles because I like going through coins in the bank, and I found a bunch. I took all my coppers out of them already. I dumped them on live stream. I just kind of went through them like this. I look for wheat back pennies. Uh, Drew Silver videos. Let me see here. I didn't. Oh, wait, right there. There's one. I think it is. I'm hoping my phone don't mess up tonight. What do we got here? Let me stand in front of it so I can block out the background. Got a wheat cent. Woo! I got. There's Simba again. He's back in here. What did I find? If I can get it focused. Nah. That ain't gonna want to focus for me now. It's trying. I don't know if it's my phone. Well, I know what I can do. But this is where I get in trouble if I start touching my cracked screen and I start pulsating. I can't read the date. Is that 52 or 60? No. Yeah, 52. I gotta use my magnifying glass. 52. 1952. Woo! I'll get to set that off there. Hey, Sudha Gupta, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Silver hit. Yeah, Silver did hit 30, 36. Michael Stream, I think he was talking. It was actually going up a little bit. It went up a little bit. I think he said 36.47, maybe. Another Wheatie. Ah, yes. It's a little grubby, but what year did we get here? Is that a 1928 or 1930? I can't see. I can't see through my phone. Oh, that's a 1920. It's in pretty rough shape, but hold on now. I'm going to set that one off to the side. He's got 1920. I wish it was a little better shape than that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I might have hit a good roll here with. Now I want to open up all the rest of those. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 more. Let me just check these real quick. I'm not going to go through them. I'll go through them afterwards. A Canadian. I just want to look to make sure if there's any more wheat bags. I got a mess of wheat bags. You seem to think I'd get tired of it after a while. Well, I've got thousands and thousands of wheat bag pennies. Thousands of them from over 40 years of collecting. Literally, I'm telling you. I could fill up a couple different. I think I could fill up a couple of 5-gallon pails of wheat bag pennies on the package. Quiet game you can play. Oh, the package. I'm lost. I missed something you said. Something you're talking to somebody else. Ingle. Community started collecting special edition coins. Wish I had one sign. What about the package? I'm lost unless there's something I missed up in a further conversation. Jackknife. Let me scroll up just a little bit. Crooked. What do you mean? Da, da, da. I think you're talking about somebody else. Silver, do you mind to send me some coins? Hmm. But anyways, like I said, I was pretty tired last night, and I apologize, Cartier, and for everybody else that was out there, Ellie as well. I know there was a question that Ellie had asked me last night that I seen, but I purposely didn't answer it because I was trying to not plead the fifth, but Mrs. T-Bird was around, and I couldn't answer that question honestly without getting myself in trouble. So I kind of didn't. I chose not to answer one particular question she did say that I had saw, and she's still working now, uneven in mint sets. Hmm. I should break out. I think you were on one time with my lives, but I broke out a lot of my sealed sets, mint sets, Cartier, weren't you? I almost brought those out, but I brought those out before and showed those. The 55 and 56, 57, the old mint sets that are sealed from the mint I've never opened. Them things are I'm really itching to open some of those to see what type of coins. And I mean, I know what's in them. I know what's in them, but there's some of them like the Benjis. Oh boy, there could be some really nice coins in there, worth grading and sending out. Never seen the light of day since they were packaged. I'm not sure who's talking to you, OTG. I was referring to Cartier. He was out in one of my live streams quite a while back. Fred Magnet, probably. They're clad. I think he's talking to Pokemon John. Let's see here. I almost want to open up another row of pennies, but I'm going to go through these. I don't want to make a mess of my desk. I was pretty stoked to find a couple of. I haven't found any wheatback pennies in a while. I think I went through 7, 8 rolls, and I didn't find a single one. Just coppers. Just trolling. Just trolling. You do that a lot, OTG. But now to get back to it, because I missed it. I don't know if you answered me or not. I did send you a poker. You said you got an empty envelope. I know that, but I did throw a poker chip in there. Correct? I'd feel so bad. I think I whether I threw I mailed out a few subscribers packages for the second time, and even though I think they'd already got an original, T-Bird poker chip, I threw them in another one just in case. You love poker chips? Well, send me an email, send me an address, and I'll get you a little bit of T-Bird swag, and I'll send you a poker chip, Pokemon John. It's in my main channel on my description. tbirdstacking@gmail.com. I'm not gonna promise you you're gonna get right away. The last few weeks have been crazy. The past month or two have been crazy for me. Working and trying to live my own personal life, and then doing the YouTube, making videos, and then summer coming, and trying to get things done, and mowing. And it's not like I live in the city area or something. Don't take this wrong. Anybody that does, it's all great and grand, but I don't have a 500. No, I don't. I don't have a 200 foot by 200 foot lot where I have to mow. I mow like about 3, 4 acres of land. I live out in the country, and I got a lot of road. My roadside frontage is 1,000 feet long, and then I mow like about 250 feet in, and then I have another 250 feet by 800 feet in the back that I mow and I tend. So it's not something that's real quick and easy. The I started doing it about a 9, 10 months ago, and I'd had some copper cleaner. The broke stacker knows exactly what I'm talking about because I think he picked up on it and he uses it as well. It's I can go get it for you. I got pretty fortunate because a lot of my local stores have not gone up on the price, and I thought they were out. I bought 2 stores out of the copper cleaner. Let me go get it and I'll show it to you real quick. It's Wright's copper cleaner. It's Wright's copper cleaner, and Broke claims that it works. I think this is one thing he experimented with, and I think I tried it as well. But here it is. This is an open. I just opened this, but they sell it. I can get it for like $6.69. It's an 8 ounce jar, and it comes with a little sponge, and it's got some copper cream in there. I've done a couple different experiments with it, and I've had I've had this one particular jar. I think like 2 years, and the I got the Wright's silver cleaner. That works pretty good as well. I've done several different experiments with them, but to give you a little scenario. Okay, broke. I'm glad you're out here. He knows when I was testing some of this stuff over here. I'm sorry. I'm jumping off topic again. These pieces I needed to find out whether they were 14 karat, 18 karat, 24 karat. They're plated. They're plated 24 karat gold. But I was using my acids to test it, and he was preaching about wearing gloves. And of course, with his copper cleaner, I don't. It's got citrus acid in it. Ain't nothing that's gonna kill you. But I've got the JP. What is it called? I forget. The JP uh, acid test kit to test silver on a slate pad. You scratch it on there, and you use the acids to test it to see if it's copper. Uh, or to see whether it's silver or whether what it is, and to test your quality of gold, whether it's 14, 18, or 22 or 24 karat. Now I used a little. I was holding it. I was over the sink, and I was taking one of these little pieces, and I was being really careful. I just wanted to place a little drop on it. I just wanted to place a little drop on it, like that. But I think I was using this hand. Yeah, I was using this hand, using my left hand to squeeze it on there, and lo and behold, when I did it, I don't know what it was, but it had some type of a little pinhole, and my smoke started coming up, and I thought it was from this because I thought maybe it wasn't gold, and it was brass because brass will smoke. And I'll just put a little drop on it, but it was smoking from my fingers, and I got a chemical burn. It's all gone. I got a chemical burn on my thumb and on my finger, and a little bit on the side of my index finger, and it actually rolled over, and that's what's left. You can see my fingernail growing broke. I the skin has came back, and the dead stuff it came off, but you can. Let me see. Is that focus good enough? It's still stained right into my nails, and you can see how it's grown probably like about an eighth of an inch so far. So that's going to continue to grow out, and there's going to be a continuous reminder of that incident for the next 4 or 5 months. But capital currency, I'll give you a little demonstration on one of these little copper pennies on that right here live. I've got a little bit in here, and there's a little bit of okay. I'll just put just a little bit on there. You can already see it start to take effect on it already. It's almost immediate. The warmer it is, the better it is. I wouldn't do this to a penny. I don't even know what penny that was. I just grabbed them, but I know it's not a wheat penny. But it's not pasty like toothpaste. But if you have copper and you can pour it, you can clean it up, and it doesn't harm the patina on the coins or on the your copper pores. I could actually let me rub that off here. But the warmer it is, the more active it's a little more. It activates a little bit better. I wouldn't do this to a numismatic coin that was worth some money, and I'm just hoping I didn't do it to a. I just grabbed the coin. This is a 1973 D. But you see how quick that even reacted with that. But I clean a coin. You'll talk privately on somebody reverse to somebody else. It'll bring out the details. Yes, it will. OTG. But here's one of my bar pours. Let me get one. I don't know if I want to do that one or not. There's some of them I haven't cleaned up yet. Um, I've done a few. I think live. I don't know if that was the one I did or not. But let me just give you a quick example of that again. This is on one of my T-Bird bar pours, and I usually do it over the sink. I don't usually do it in here, but if you usually put it on there and you let it set on there just a little bit, it works really well. But I could probably almost start taking that off, and you could almost probably almost immediately start to see it. Yeah, I'd probably have to get a little bit more. And I use a toothbrush as well. Toothbrush works very well on a copper pour or something. I mean, I'd probably have to let that set a little bit, but I usually sometimes like on my back part of my bars, I like to put a little bit of on it, and it doesn't completely take all the black off, and you can see some of the pore lines, which makes it real interesting. But it doesn't affect and does not hurt the red patina on that. And you see how you got still some of the black on there by using your fingers on it. For you'd probably want to use some gloves maybe. For this, I don't. But if you wanted all the black off from there and out of there, you could bring it, put it over a sink or something, and use a toothbrush to stick it in there and clean it. Not the one to brush your teeth with, OTG. But that's just to give you a wire wheel. Cartier Silver says, "Yeah, I've done a few with wire wheels. I've done a few, cleaned a few up with wire wheels. Like I said, if you had the toothbrush, it would get on the inside of there because my fingertips just don't quite reach inside there. But you see how you got the red patina underneath all of this. You got the red patina underneath it. Not every one of them will always have red patina, uh, like say with my dragon, some of my dragon pores, and you've seen it as soon as you quench it. When you quench it, like say this one, I don't know, this one is number 5 pour. The As soon as you quenched it, you could see the black ring around it like that, and the copper would immediately show. But that's on the underneath on the graphite part of it. On the top part of it, this is actually number 5 pour, and I've got a lot of them like that. And I have had a few, not many. There was only one. Hey, Check Stacker, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. I've had one that had the full red patina on it, and it's got some awesome. That was my number 6. That was my number 6 Dragon Pour graphite mold. And the open sandcast pour, I've done some as well. I didn't get any red patina, not too much. A little on the back on the open sandcast pours, a little bit on the back, and a little bit here. I've cleaned them with the copper cleaners without the wire brush. I mean, some of my earlier T-Bird bars I cleaned right up with the wire brush, like that. Rise Bubble still here. Woo! You do get some great colors. Yes, you do, Rise Bubble. And you get some awesome pour lines a lot of times, and they're all different every time. And like I said, I've poured numerous different things, and from pew pews, GUNs, and they got some nice designs on them too in the back. To some trains, the hearts. And was one of my. I just showed this in my live just the other night, and I tend to. I'm the shaman of the copper reader. 3D dub me that. But if you look at it, you can see the phoenix in there. A lot of people could see that the other night. Look right there, and you can clearly see I'm pouring birds. The phoenix is right there with the wings spread out. I've got a few that are very similar to that have a phoenix or a bird. What's the question mark for? Capital currency. Is the graphite? It's the graphite that gives you the red. No, it's not the graphite that gives you the red. I would have to. I'm finding it hard to explain, but there is a. It's a chemical reaction. I believe it's something to do with the copper, the heating of the copper. It seems as though to me, I haven't researched it too much yet, but it's always it's there. It has nothing to do whether it happens when I'm doing a sand cast or it happens when I'm doing a graphite pour, and I don't think it has anything to do with the graphite. I think it's just a molecular attribute of the copper and the conditions of what happens when you're pouring it from a liquid state to a solid state, and your surroundings. But it's not always the same, and I think it's maybe has a little bit to do with the type of copper you're using as well. There's different types of copper, different types of things that are inside the copper. Like a lot of the copper that I have, I'm calling it 999 copper. It's not quite. A lot of it is. I've got some that is bright 199.9% copper, and some of it isn't. I haven't done a whole lot of experimenting on it yet, but I usually try to pour the same exact type of copper from a copper stash that I have. Um, I'm going to try to research on it and find out exactly why it does do that. Okay, Pokemon John. You have 0. Uh, if you send me your address, I'll send you out a T-Bird poker chip and some T-Bird logo swag. Like I said, it might be later on. What is it? Later on this week? Maybe not. It might be sometime next week. I use number one copper mostly. Yeah, that's pretty much what I use. Number one copper. Most of my copper is brand new. It's copper I've had, um, and it's pure copper. It's pure bright number one copper. I've got some other types of copper, different types, and like I said, I'm trying to nail it down because it seems like no matter what type of copper that I use, and I'm not using dirty copper when I'm melting. I'm using all my clean copper. Um, but I have experimented. I've used some older type copper, some used copper, and I get the red patina as well. But I don't think it has anything to do with the graphite. But like I said, a lot of the black the black I think is a lot to do with maybe some of the graphite, but the red underneath is not. Um, like on some of my other pours, my some of my heart pours. I mean, here's heart pour number 11. I haven't even. You can almost see the red underneath it. It's a light layer of the black. It's like black soot, and I think that is from the graphite. The graphite tends to float to the top, so I think the black is the graphite. It's like that on a lot of them. I haven't cleaned a lot of the hearts up, but I've done small little, you know, live demonstrations like I just did with that copper penny and that other T-Bird bar. And I have had some where on the crucible, I think, yeah, I got my phone plugged in. On the crucible itself, you know what that is? That's the leftover when you pour it up, what hardened up on the crucible. This is as it came out of there. It seems like the last little bit that's sometimes left in there that's at the bottom of the crucible is the reddest and the brightest in the without any black. And the same thing happened to me again. And you can see this has not been touched at all with with the copper cleaner, not at all. And it has a really high shine to it, almost like a polished shine. The only place where it had a little bit of something was towards the very tip, where it was hanging off the edge of the crucible. But that's what was left because I'd poured everything out. And usually I have like around 25 to 30 ounces of copper in there. I usually pour multiple pours at once. And this was what was left at the end of the last pour. And this one was as well. But like I said, there was no cleaning. Once I quenched it, this is how it came out. And I've kept those. But these have never been cleaned by copper cleaner. It's like this one right here. When I was pouring some silver before I got into doing the metal pours, I almost remelted this, and Michael Stacken told me it looked like a waterfall. So I mean, I was going to remelt it, but I kept it. It was from when I was doing some of my silver pours, and that was really unique. So that's a real unique piece of the leftover. Well, it had hardened up inside the crucible, and I kept it. Yeah, the grade of copper may make a difference. It's got a lot. There's a lot of variables though, other than that. Because I'm using the same exact copper every single time on all this almost 90% of everything that I have on the table. I'm using the same exact copper. It's the same exact copper, and it's not always the same. And it's like sometimes I'll come out with something, and I've got full red patina or like this. Um, It's like this open sand cast pour that I did. This one right here, I don't know why, but it didn't have hardly any black on it at all. This is just about the way it was poured. And when I quenched it, it was like that. I don't even, I think I cleaned, yes, I did clean this with a copper cleaner to brighten it up a little bit. It has a little bit of red in there. I'm trying to find something that I hadn't cleaned yet. I don't remember if I cleaned this one or not. No, like with this one, I haven't. I didn't get any red patina on that one, but it's just like was the other dragons that I have over there. All those dragons over there were poured with the same exact copper from the same batch. This one right here didn't have any red patina, any at all, nothing, and it's the same exact copper that this one was poured from. The same exact copper. But I think you're right, and that's what I was trying to kind of explain. It's got something to do with the copper. Definitely, you only get that red patina with copper. But it's got something to do with the copper, and it's got something to do with what I'm not sure. But it is some type of a chemical heat reaction, and maybe the way and how quick you cool it or how you pour it. But it always seems like if you're pouring into a graphite mold, the red patina is more prominent on the bottom or on the top the top of the pour, not on the bottom of the graphite where the graphite meets where it is. But it seems like say this when this one was poured out, it had some on the top, but right here when you quenched it, you could still, as soon as you quenched it, the copper would get bright and you could see it. And on the bottom side of it, and that's the side where the molten, where you were pouring it, you were pouring here, and that was on the bottom of the graphite mold. The majority of the red patina is on the top. So I think it's some type of a chemical reaction to do with maybe the air and the copper. I don't know. I'm all my pores have all been at the same temperature. So, but I love the red too. So doesn't the broke stacker. It's awesome. Like I said, there's a few of my pores, like I was just showing you, where I sometimes like to use my thumb because and not use a toothbrush, not when I use my teeth, because it just gives you some unique, very unique characteristics. Like say this heart pour. I mean, this was in the graphite, and this was the top part, and I poured that, but it's every piece is unique. And I'd put just a little bit of the copper creamer on my thumb, and then because of the how nice the characteristics of the pore lines were, and I'd just rub it like that, and it would just actually touch the top and not get into the crevices. And like I said, each and every one's got their own unique design. I mean, I see a bird in there, but you guys wouldn't see it as much as that other one. But here's another one that I'd poured. You can't see it as good, but you can see the red patina. To me, it looks like a bird. Maybe to you guys, it doesn't. But you can't deny this one. You can't deny that one. I mean, you can actually look right into it. I can zoom into that. If I zoom even closer, you can actually, it looks actually look like a phoenix head, and the wings, and it looks like almost like flames bursting from the wingtips in that heart. Yes, I do as well. Hey, Muscle Shell, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. No, no, it's not. The copper cleaner is not turning the impurities red. You can take that. You can take that off. Let me show you again. Let me show you. No, the copper cleaner isn't um, uh, underneath. like I said, there's certain ones like this one hasn't even seen the copper cleaner yet, and I've had some, but I've poured. I've like this, the ones I just explained to you. It seems like whatever I'm usually doing like 20 to 30 ounces of copper in a 3 kilo crucible, capital currency. And let me zoom out. These have never seen the copper cleaner, never. But it seems like whenever you get the red, it's at the very bottom at your lot. Like say if I got like 25 to 30 ounces in there, and I've only got a couple of ounces, maybe an ounce and a half, 2 ounces left, and I usually when I do that, I'll attempt to pour what I got into a very, a heart pour. That's why I do a lot of the heart pours because I've only got a little bit left to do that. And then the last little bit that doesn't come out because I filled that heart up, this is where these had came from, the very last remnants of that copper batch at the very bottom. And these have never, they have not been touched with a copper cleaner. You can actually see it. It almost makes like it almost looks like it was spray painted on there. And you got a really high gloss sheen to it. Ah, no, it ain't slag. I've had a few. If you're referring to the leftover piece, it's copper. I've had some to where I have put them back in there. They didn't come out as unique as they did. The only reason why I did because it kind of looks like the Kiss tongue or what's the other one you were saying it was, Cartier, and then I think it was FG Stacker Vegas said it was something else. Remember? What'd you call that, Cartier? Not the Kiss tongue. Was it the Kiss tongue? I was thinking the Rolling Stones or the Kiss tongue. I think you called it something else. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yes, yes. And it's not. It's a to me, even though it's the leftover copper at the tip of the crucible that hardened up inside there, it could have been remelted. Yeah, but it turned out to be a piece of art. Why remelt it when it looks so awesome like that? It's like this other piece that I was going to remelt originally when I first started pouring, and Michael Stacken gave me the idea. I was going to melt it, and I was showing it to him. I said, I'm just going to remelt it. And he goes, no, look, it looks like a waterfall. Keep it. I mean, of course, it was attached to another piece of silver. I took that off there, but I left that so I could hang it on something. And it just looks like a waterfall. It's pure 99. It's silver shot that I bought. So I'm keeping it. Just an awesome piece of art. Hey, Smart Cakes, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Wow, 1 hour and 7 minutes. How time flies. Woo, 26 likes. I think Miss Stever is still working. I didn't plan on staying out here this long. Like I said, I was extremely tired last night. You need some red copper in your life. I'll research it and I'll do some experimenting. I'm going to try different scenarios on what promotes that red patina. Um, I'll try to do a few different experiments. I do have a huge one. It's going to be one of my biggest copper pours yet out of the 3 kilo. I've poured as much as a pound, several different pours that were very close and have exceeded a pound. My heaviest one is like 17 ounce pour. I have one that's in some kinetic play sand right now that I've worked several hours on for a prop piece for my 750 celebration. I hand I use certain tools and other things that I had and handcrafted it, and I kind of wanted to be a surprise and a secret, but maybe I'll get it and I'll show it to you. It's this in regular kinetic play sand. Hold on, let me grab it. Of course, the kinetic play sand is a little different than the Petrobond. Uh, this is supposed to be like a surprise, but it's for me. It's for me, for my 750 celebration. And you guys are the only ones that are going to see this. But I have hand made this.
I've had it in the freezer, and it will still, even though the kinetic play sand, it's still malleable, but I don't want it to fall in on itself. I've done it backwards, and it's going to be a prop piece, and I had to make some channels in it so the metal will flow, but it's deep and it's pretty big, and it's going to be made out of copper, and it's gonna say 750. If you can read it, it's not because my camera's backwards, it's because I had to do this backwards. But it's been in the freezer. You can see this, it's frosting a little bit. But I've done that so this, because the kinetic play sand won't fall in on itself. And I've got little tools, and I've been doing this by hand. It's taken me many hours to do that. But I want to pour that, and that's going to be a very large pour, and it's going to be a little difficult to do to be able to get it. I'm going to have to turn around and take it and put it this way and start from here and pour and kind of go up through here in hopes that it goes in there. I don't know yet. Maybe I should just start here, start filling. That's going to be the difficult part, because it's going to start settling up and hardening up before I get to this side. So, and it's going to be a one shot deal. I got a flask. I got a flask. This is bigger than my flask. That's bigger than my flask. That wouldn't fit in my flask. I haven't got it. I've got the kinetic. I've got the Petrobond sand. I even got this, which I sent Gardner Silver the link. I've already got it. Uh, it's 400 grit sand, I think. I haven't even opened it yet, but I've had this for over a month. Uh, I don't know if it says what it is on it. Give me a second. I'm looking at the package because I do got my. Okay, it's ultra fine mesh casting sand, cold clay, made in China. I can show you this. I can't show you the top. This is. I forget if it's 10 or 15 pounds. That's finer than the Petrobond. And I'm pretty sure I emailed Cartier Silver that. I don't know if he ever ordered it or not, but it's finer than that. You got the 10 pounds. Yeah, I got the one with the flask, and I think I got 20 pounds of the Petrobond. I used it just as an open. I don't know. Maybe it is 10 pounds. Maybe I don't know. It may be 10 pounds. I may be mistaken. It maybe been the flask and 10 pounds. But I've got the flask out there. I haven't used the flask yet. Um, I have a few things that I want to do with it, but I haven't got around to it yet. He don't need no flask. He just drinks it out of the bottle. OTG does. Oh boy. But yeah, it's and like I said, I'm going to be taking that, and I'm going to attempt a copper pour with it just for my 750 celebration. And like I said, I stuck it in the freezer, and one thing I found out is that it doesn't freeze. I mean, it makes it stiffer to where you can work with it, the kinetic play sand. Um, but I think I'm going to have to leave this out and let it come to room temperature. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time on designing that and working it and trying to get like a ring using some tools and stuff I got to make little edges around the numbers. And it's just something for like a prop display when my celebration comes here. I wanted to pour this last Sunday. I didn't get around to it. Weekdays are almost impossible. Petro Blonde. Did I say Petro Blonde? Yeah, I get a lot of my stuff from PMC as well. That's where that dragon, the the pew pew pour, the graphite mold I got, and the dragon, the flat dragon, not this one. The dragons that I poured here, that's a brass dragon. It's made out of copper and nickel. Uh, that was difficult to pour. Boys, bronze or whatever you want to call it. Boy, is that difficult. That stuff is like it oozes. But say that one, that was from a dragon that I got that I did in the petro, and not in the petro sand, the kinetic play sand. Um, I made several of them like that. Of course, you've probably seen them. I got all sorts of stuff that I've been pouring copper. I got a lot of copper, a lot of brand new, clean copper, number one copper. Yeah, the brass, that was the only thing that I've ever poured that's brass. It wasn't intentional, but it wasn't purposely either. I had some copper that I had gotten from work that they threw away, and they were for welders, the welding heads. You know, the welding heads for welding, and they look copper. But I said they're not 100% copper because copper's too soft of a metal. And from what I understand, it's not zinc either because zinc has a lower melting point than what copper does. This, I had my furnace up to 1200 degrees, and it took twice as long to melt it. It took almost 2 hours to melt it. OTG typing with one-eyed Willie. Other than that, he's seeing double. But I researched it a little bit, and of course, my 2 auto furnace, like I was talking about in one of my other live streams, everything has a built-in factor. It's like I use an example as your car. You only go down the interstate, and the speed limit, most interstates is 65, 75 miles an hour. But if you could only go as fast as what your car could go, you maximum to go like 75 miles an hour, you'd be almost blowing it up. So even those 2 autos have a built-in factor. It's like I'm a crane operator. I think a lot of you know that. I play with trains. Ask OC Stacker, he'll tell you. But it's like the cranes. The cranes, like the cranes that I work can lift up to 165 tons. 165 tons. There's several of them that I use. Another one is like 130 tons. Okay, it can lift 130 tons, but this is when it's new. Brand new, it can lift 130 tons, yes, but it has a built-in factor. Could it lift 175 tons? Yes, it probably could. But when you lift something heavier, that's another story. I'm going to get into something I don't want to get into. But it has a built-in factor where you can actually lift more than what you're supposed to lift. It's the same thing, I believe, with a 2 auto furnace or anything, a furnace when you're melting. It says 1200 degrees. Can it go higher than that? Yes, it better, because you don't always want to run it to its max. But the nickel and copper that I believe that was made out of, it actually has a hotter temperature, a little bit hotter temperature than 1200 degrees to melt that. And it took so long for that to melt and become molten. And it wasn't zinc and copper, because I can melt copper at 1100 degrees Celsius, and within 40 minutes, the copper that I'm using, 40 minutes, and I'm usually got about 20 to 25 ounces in there. It's molten in about 45 minutes, especially if I turn it up to 1200 degrees. And this took 2 hours. So I should have someone help. Yeah. Bringing Cartier. Rolls gnarly, rolls down. And back hurts. Well, not to lift anything heavy, so I need to help with the restroom. Oh my. OTG. CC needs some help. Go get him. Oh man. That's funny. Jesus. Well, I'm going to try to figure that out. Why the patina? Why the red patina? But it's got something to do with the copper. I kind of went sideways on everything here. But that, like I said, I knew it wasn't copper in that brass pour. Um, I knew it wasn't pure copper, and I purposely did that, but I didn't quite know exactly what I had. It took me a little research to find out exactly what it was. And when I come down to it, it's bronze and it's brass or whatever you want to call it. Bronze, brass. I think they're a little different, but it had nickel in it, nickel and copper. It took me a little bit to research the tips that I've got from the welders because they have a high heating temperature as well. And it just wouldn't be pure copper, and I knew it wasn't. So I use just solely those. Like I was saying, 90% of everything that I do is all the same exact clean number one copper, almost everything you see on the table, for the exception of this guy right here and the silver. Other than that, it's all been the same exact silver. Just like that Phoenix that I poured, and just like this cross that I poured from a pewter cast. And that came out exactly like that. And that hasn't been cleaned yet with a copper cleaner. It was just the pure copper that I was using, and you can see a little bit of the red off to the edge, not much. But I use that in an open sand cast pour, or I use this pewter cross that I've gotten, which I've shown. Pick that up at a yard sale for $1. Yes, it's got something to do with the oxidation, Raka. Exactly, precisely. It's the copper oxidation temperatures. And as I was trying to say before, it's like a chemical reaction with the temperatures, which I was saying earlier. It's got something to do with the temperatures, and I've got to do some experimentation because I think it depends on how long. I've seen a difference between the red patina on something that I pour immediately and then quench immediately versus something that I've poured and knocked out and took like a minute before I quenched it. And there's also a difference between doing it in water and doing it in ice. So I think it's got a little bit to do with the oxidation, something to do with the oxidation, something to do with the copper metal itself and the temperature and the way it chemically, is chemically going on with the oxidation. And it's not always the same. It's like a hit or miss, and it all depends on, like I said, as soon as you pour it, if you immediately take it and you take it and you quench it immediately, or you do a slow quench, or if you wait and then let it cool down before you do the quench, you get different scenarios. You're gonna work till you drop? No, no, no. I'll never stop moving, but I'm not working till I drop. 3 years or sooner, I'm done. I'm retiring. I am not. I get so many people that I know. Yeah, well, I got a few years on you, brother, and I 3 years and no more. 3 years max. I'm done. I've got plenty of things to keep me busy, even if it's not YouTube. Even if it's not YouTube. Say if all of a sudden I decide to say, "Oh, the heck with it," and I stop doing YouTube, I don't care. I'm done. I got plenty of things that are going to keep me busy around my home and what I enjoy and what I love to do. And one of them is going to be woodworking. I love to do woodworking and crafting things with woods. I love to do things with my hands. Yes, and I got a woman that loves me besides. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I love her as well. But there's many things I like to do. I love to fish. I love to go out and I live up here in New York near the foothills of the Adirondacks. There's a little bit of gold in those streams. I've found some. I love doing panning. I love doing things. And even if I'm not doing a video on it, like say if I stop doing YouTube, say next week I decide, oh the heck with it. I'm not going to YouTube anymore. I'm done. And just shut it off. I'm still going to go panning. I'm still going to go rock collecting. I'm still going to do crafts and do things with wood. I've already got the table saws. I've got the compound miter saws. I got the routers. I've got the chainsaws. I'm always gonna do. I've got the furnaces. I'm still gonna pour copper and pour metals. I'm still gonna collect silver and collect coins and collect pneumatics and I'm gonna do all of it. Has nothing to do with it. 46 in June. Ha! I feel like I'm 46. I'm in good shape for 59. I hope I can always say that. But there's things that I just don't have time for. I mean, it's even tough. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, even come home from work. I mean, I get up in the morning, I get ready to go to work, I head off to work, I'm at work, I'm there for 8, 9 hours, and I drive. It's a half-hour commute each way. I get home. I'm watching Michael Stacken's live stream, and then I hop on it here. I mean, what am I doing? I'm just sitting down, but it's still, by the time I get home, I'm worn out. I'm tired. Um, it's already been a long day, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy spending time with some of you guys and gals. Uh, you're like my extended family. It's just pretty much me, the dogs, and the cats, and Mrs. T-Bird. Our kids all live, far away, but that's besides the point. Um, I don't love you guys as much as my kids. I'm sorry, but I'm spending more time with you guys right now than what I am with my kids. I'm not very good in calling because I'm not a phone person. Um, like I said in many of my streams, a year ago, I couldn't even have gotten out here and done this. I couldn't have done this. I would clam up. But when your landlord sells, oh man. Well, why don't you talk to your landlord about doing a land contract? Give what you're paying them for rent right now. Tell them your offer to buy the place and the lot. Give them an extra $100 a month on top of what you pay them now, and tell them an X amount of money in X amount of years. When you're done paying him, sign the land, put the land in your name in the home. I don't know. I just thought, if you're renting, I don't rent. I own my own home. It's been paid off since 2020. And when he sells, he sells. Ask him. It ain't gonna hurt you. If he says no, he says no. Ask him about doing a land contract or a house contract on your rent, on your payment. You never know. You get it down, you get it written, you go get an attorney's signature, and once you got it paid off, it's yours. Get signed, turned into your name. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I gotta scroll up here for a second. Pretty sure. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Raka. I appreciate you, Raka. You're so awesome. I know you're still out here. Raka is. There's a lot of you that are like that. I don't know. You guys, a lot of you just blow me away a lot of times because you're so dedicated. You're always on my streams. You're always here, um, even from beginning to end. I'll see in the beginning, maybe you don't always type and say something, but you're always here. You always come out like Raka. Really, I really appreciate her. I know she was on there just a little while ago. I haven't seen her type anything. I thought maybe she'd pop out there and say, give me a big smile or something. Somebody get down. But thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you, OTG. I'm not going to sign off right away, but within the next minutes, I'm working up to it. But I'm really glad that you received your package. I hope Jeff gets his package tomorrow. I hope that it doesn't get lost in the mail. A divorce is so expensive. It's worth. Yeah, it all depends. I'm always here at heart. There you go. Yeah, yeah, I know you are capital currency. I know you are. Same with me. Um, Carter's doing the OT. Oh, not the OTG, the OC stagger. He's trying to get me out of here quicker. He's starting with my countdown. I said another 5 minutes. Slow down. Slow down. Maybe in a minute or two, but it's going to be soon. Still going. Oh man.
but thank you, each and every one of you, stopping here, and I appreciate you as well, brother Carter. And I'm really glad that you're feeling better. I really hope that Jeff gets his swag back out to him tomorrow. Oh, is that my? No, I'm not. My laptop was doing a circle of death. I don't know why. Thank you, Renee. There she is. Yeah, see, that's what I was waiting for. Rackamas, Bird's the word. She knows it. Yeah, OTG. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for stopping in here and spending some time with me, Capital Currency. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. I know J Dog's probably gone. Mishy Stack was in here. There was a lot in here. The Broke Stacker, they're all gone. But thanks a lot. You guys all have a great night. I'm going to go out, finish doing what I'm doing, and get something to eat and head to bed and get up and go back to work tomorrow. Happy Friday to y'all. Alrighty. T-Bird out. Bird's word. Countdown now. Card here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Bird's word. Have a good night. Yeah. Keep on keeping on. Say it. There it is.